Deontay Wilder proposed. Deontay Wilder said, I would be happy to face him next under two conditions. One, if Dillian Whyte face and beat Luis Ortiz, I will fight him next. Two, I will fight him if all they got to do is put in writing that I get Anthony Joshua immediately after the fight. That is my next fight. If I beat Dillian Whyte, I want AJ. And to be honest, I really think that is fair because Dillian Whyte, to be honest, hasn't done a lot to get that shot at Deontay Wilder, and he is not the mandatory. He can still be forced to face Dominic Breeze for that title, and even if he does become the mandatory, Deontay Wilder does not have to fight his mandatory next, which is what a lot of people get wrong. A lot of people think that you got to always fight your mandatory. Listen, you can have a mandatory after every fight. Somebody at least claiming to be number one to your title. You don't have to fight mandatories back to back to back to back to back to back to back. You don't have to fight a mandatory back to back to back to back to back till your career is over. You don't have to do that. You know, that's why they have volunteer defenses and things like that. Or I believe you have to face a mandatory once a year, but a lot of those things, guys, have a lot of loopholes in them that you don't really have to face. There's certain circumstances, you know, just same way with a lot of these fighters, or even Keith Thurman, who is, you know, look how long he's been out. But hold on, and Adonis Stevenson, hasn't he had a mandatory for 2 years? Guys, I could be wrong, but hasn't he had a mandatory for a long time now and has not fought this guy? I'm not sure if there's back end, step aside money, but pretty sure he had the same mandatory for a long time now, guys. And it just shows that a lot of these things have loopholes in there. And we have not officially heard WBC say, yes, that's his mandatory. Yes, he has to fight him next. We have just not seen that. So I think if Dillian Whyte really wants that fight, either he should fight Luis Ortiz, which I will predict right now, Luis Ortiz schools him and stops him probably late in the fight. Definitely schooling him throughout the fight and eventually probably stopping him. No matter how old you say he is, he will stop this young Dillian Whyte. He's just too skilled, man. Or if he does not want to go that route, if he does not want to fight Luis Ortiz, there's another route. There's another route. He can fight Deontay Wilder immediately. But all he has to do is tell Eddie to believe in him. Because if the thing is, if they're not putting it in ink, they're not saying if you beat Dillian Whyte, you get AJ. That means that Eddie does not believe in the abilities of Dillian Whyte. He doesn't believe he has the skills, the power, the offensive and defensive sets to defeat Deontay Wilder. Otherwise, they will be more than happy to put it in. Just like this. I know some of you guys are going to say, no, that's not how it works. Okay, let's think about this. Klitschko was already signed to fight AJ if he wins, right? And as soon as AJ won, Klitschko was in the ring, right? Okay, you know what that shows? It's confident, which means they can do it. It shows that if AJ beats this guy and gets this win, I believe he will, our deal is already signed. The deal was already signed and worked out before AJ even got the victory, which means they can do this for Dillian Whyte. So there's two things. Either they are afraid Deontay Wilder would knock him clean out, or basically the same thing, they just don't believe in Dillian Whyte. They believe in Dillian Whyte beating people like Lucas Brown and maybe beat Charles Demigod Martin. You know, maybe be able to defeat some guys like that. But when it comes to Deontay Wilder, this guy just has like, it's like that raw power, man. It's like that soft power. You know, you didn't grow up easy. You grew up hard. You know, you grew up helping out around the house so early, lifting lumber, and eating the solid food, and just growing up hard and just getting raw power. 214 pounds, 6'7", and knocking out people 6'4", 247 pounds. But guys, I would love to know, what do you think about this? Do you believe that this is a fair proposal from Deontay Wilder? Do you still believe that Deontay Wilder is ducking Dillian Whyte? Or let me ask you another question. While you answer that, while you're answering, is Deontay Wilder still ducking Dillian Whyte with this proposal? Do you believe AJ is ducking Deontay Wilder? Do you believe AJ, who seemed willing to fight everyone but Wilder? Now, I will give him credit. He did say in this, after this weigh-in, he did say that maybe have a undisputed match end of this year. So I did hear him that. As one of the first time I heard that Joshua said anything about having an undisputed, basically facing Wilder. So I will give him that credit. But to be honest, he was saying pushing it off to 2019, 2020 to fighting Deontay Wilder. Nobody's giving him slack. Nobody's giving him slack. The thing about Mayweather and Pacquiao, which they always bring up, neither one of them guys said, I want to put the fight off 5 years. Neither one of them said it. They all said, I want to fight him next. And in some kind of way, mysteriously, in negotiation, things didn't happen. Random drug tests, money, venue, something always didn't happen, or you would see tactics being put in place. Mayweather has to respond. I ain't putting a deadline for him to respond by this day and this time. You're not going to put deadlines on somebody that, like, those are tactics, but at least they act like they want to make the fight happen. When you saying, oh yeah, I want to fight him maybe a year or 2 years from now, but like, to me, that's a little bit more of avoiding, deflecting, duck goosing than what you can consider. Wilder said, yes, I will fight Dillian Whyte. It's not his fault. Basically, it's his promoter fault who has his hand up his back like a puppet and trying to use him in hopes to beat me. His owner, his promoter is the one that got strings on Dillian Whyte and talking in his area, making him dance to his tunes and hyping him up that, yeah, you can beat him. You can really beat him. You can be the WBC champion. You can do it, Whyte. Yeah, I can. Would you put in a contract that if he beats me, he gets AJ? No. Whoa, hold on, Whyte. We're not going to go that far. We're taking it one fight at a time. Now, those are words that was told to Wilder, similar that, no, by beating Dillian Whyte, that means you get an AJ. We're taking it one fight at a time. But the fact is, the Klitschko fight was already signed before Joshua even fought. That's called contradicting. How or why do Wilder has to wait and beat Dillian? Listen. It's all the scheme. It's all games. It's a lot of politics being played by you know who. It's a lot of fear involved. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of protecting involved. There's a lot of fear and a lot of protecting. And since a lot of people believe more what the promoter says than the actual fighter. Just like when Bob used to be like, Floyd Mayweather's scared, he doesn't want it. People believe that. People believe stuff like that. Deontay Wilder, he really doesn't want to fight. If he wanted to fight, he would have came here and promoted the fight. Well, how can he promote the fight with Joshua if he's not allowed to get in the ring? You have beefed up security, and I heard you have a restraining order. What is he going to promote? What is he going to do? Besides sit at the commentating table and most likely have Dillian Whyte jumping down his back, which means it was a setup for him to go over there, and you have reinforcements to make sure that he can't get within 200 feet of Joshua, but you have all access for Dillian Whyte to get in his face. And again, guys, you said that, well, why doesn't he fight Dillian Whyte? He's scared. He's ducking Dillian Whyte, who's been KO'd clean, folded up like a lawn chair, folded up like freshly dried towels to be put away by Anthony Joshua. But that's who Wilder's scared of. Well, Wilder said, you know what? I will fight him. He will taste the Infinity Stones. He will feel the Infinity Gauntlet. And he will drop. I will fight him next. All they have to do is put AJ in writing. Put AJ in writing. And I will fight him next. Or if you don't want to put AJ in writing, listen, guys, and this is important, you really got to take your head off to Wilder. If you don't put AJ in writing, guys, hold on one second. Let me plug this phone up. Let me see. Come on, give me some juice. Bam. If you do not put AJ in writing, that's okay. Dillian Whyte, I'll still fight you. All you have to do is beat Luis Ortiz. Who, Luis Ortiz, already showed interest in fighting Dillian Whyte. And guys, all right, guys, I should have got to this earlier in my mind. Like I said, I don't have nothing scripted. But Dillian Whyte said he would fight Luis Ortiz back in 2016. He had a friend that was going to fight Luis Ortiz, and he thought his friend could beat Luis Ortiz. He thought Smith could win. And he says, I don't know what they're scared of. He's just another man. I don't know why they call him the boogeyman. I will fight him. Oh, you will? Well, 2018, 2 years later, you still haven't fought him, which means they are who we thought they are. He is who we thought he is. He must have been a boogeyman because you didn't come out that closet. You didn't come out that closet. You said you would fight him, but you didn't fight him. Well, now you have an opportunity to fight him. You have an opportunity to live up to your words. And guys, and what I'm going to call that, that's called ducking. You said you would fight him in 2016. You saw him do work. You haven't mentioned him. You have not fought him. You've been silent. You've been quiet. Somebody put you in timeout when it's coming to relating to Luis Ortiz. You have an opportunity to fight Luis Ortiz and get worked. And get worked. Or win and fight for the WBC title. Or just convince your promotional company, convince Eddie to have faith in you. 100% faith in you. No thinking, no probably, no maybe, no convince him that you can destroy Deontay Wilder and erase him, eradicate him off this planet, and Joshua will be safe for life. And you will get the rematch with Joshua. And tell him, sign that deal. If Deontay Wilder beats you, and you know he won't, then he'll get Joshua. But you don't have to worry about Joshua because you're going to beat him. If you believe. If you follow Deontay Wilder's saying, speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. If you speak it, if you believe it, you will receive that right hand. But guys, your boy T-Dub, I'm not sure. I know I got to get ready and go back in soon. I I want to touch on this fight. Hopefully, some of you guys at work, guys, just put your earplugs in and just go ahead and zone out to this. Deontay Wilder, he just wants smoke, guys. He just wants smoke. AJ should win, tomorrow. If you're in the States, I haven't checked the official times, but usually they fight around maybe 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, give or take. So you might want to look in on that if you're inside the States, the 48 connecting. But guys, again, what do you think about this? Is it fair? Is it not? Leave a like, leave a thumbs up, guys. Sharing! Oh my gosh! Because sharing is caring. This is T-Dub making it do what it do, better yet what it does.